In a move that has sent shockwaves across the globe, the United States has taken the extraordinary step of imposing sanctions on Colombian President Gustavo Petro, accusing him of failing to curb the flow of cocaine into the U.S. But here's where it gets controversial. Is this a justified measure to combat drug trafficking, or a politically motivated attack on a leader who has dared to challenge U.S. policies? This decision marks a significant deterioration in U.S.-Colombian relations already strained by repeated clashes between President Petro and former U.S. President Donald Trump. And this is the part most people miss. Petro is now among a select group of world leaders, including those from Russia, Venezuela, and North Korea, to face such sanctions, a rare and dramatic action against a sitting head of state. The U.S. Treasury Department, led by Secretary Scott Bessent, issued a stark statement. Since President Gustavo Petro assumed office, cocaine production in Colombia has surged to levels not seen in decades, inundating the United States and endangering American lives. President Petro has allowed drug cartels to thrive and has failed to take decisive action to halt this crisis. Today, the U.S. is taking a firm stand to protect its citizens and send a clear message. Drug trafficking will not be tolerated. But Petro fired back on social media platform X, highlighting his decades-long fight against drug trafficking. Ironically, my relentless efforts to combat this issue have led to this punitive measure from the very nation we've worked tirelessly to help curb its cocaine consumption. A complete paradox, but I will not back down, and I will never bow to pressure, he declared. The sanctions extend beyond Petro himself, targeting his wife, son, and Colombia's Interior Minister Armando Benedetti, under a law that allows the U.S. to penalize individuals linked to the global drug trade. This escalation follows months of tension between Trump and Petro, including disputes over U.S. military strikes on suspected drug smuggling vessels in the region. Last week, Trump threatened to impose higher tariffs on Colombia and announced a freeze on all U.S. funding to the country. Petro has vowed to tackle coca cultivation through large-scale social and military initiatives, but these efforts have yielded limited results so far. Here's the burning question. Is the U.S. genuinely acting in the interest of global drug control, or is this a strategic move to undermine a leader who has openly criticized U.S. policies? Critics argue that Petro's progressive agenda and his vocal support for causes like Palestinian rights, as seen during his address at the UN General Assembly in 2025, may have made him a target. Others contend that the U.S. has a legitimate concern over the surge in cocaine production under Petro's leadership. What do you think? Is this a fair response to a growing drug crisis, or a politically charged overreach? Let's debate this in the comments below. Reporting by Daphne Saladakis and Doina Kyaku in Washington, Julia Simas-Cobb in Bogota, and Brendan O'Boyle in Mexico City. Editing by Leslie Adler and David Gregorio. Our standards: the Thomson Reuters Trust Principles.